Hey, welcome back to Wild Card Journeys. I'm your host, Eric, and on this channel, I hit the road to make videos about the paranormal, various urban legends, or just whatever I might encounter out there on the road. So if that sounds like your kind of traveling, then consider subscribing. Today, I am in Baton Rouge. That's how you say it, right? Baton Rouge?
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. I am Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I am here with the amazing Susan from Red Stick Adventure Tours. Susan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for inviting me out here. Tell our audience a little bit about Red Stick Adventure Tours and our particular background here.
Okay, so Red Stick Adventures, we're also all about Baton Rouge tours. We are a local tour company here in Baton Rouge. We offer small bus tours, so we can hold up to 14 people. We do tours by reservation. Usually there is a very small, intimate group, usually about 5 or so usually go at a time, but we offer city tours, swamp tours, plantation tours, and we offer haunted tours. So we're the only haunted tour in Baton Rouge. And so we're located right now at one of our haunted locations. So this
That's convenient.
So this is exclusive for Eric and his viewers here. This is in the beautiful Magnolia Cemetery. This is a historic cemetery here in Baton Rouge. So this dates back to 1852. But the site here was actually where the Battle of Baton Rouge occurred during the American Civil War. So this was August 6, 1862. So this is where the Confederate troops engaged the Union troops here in the cemetery. This had already been a cemetery for 10 years. So imagine they're here battling on top of graves, behind gravestones, with total disrespect for those who are already interred in the cemetery for 10 years.
So this battle on top of a cemetery.
Yes, a battle on top of a cemetery.
This has got to be a supernatural hotbed of activity.
Definitely a supernatural hotbed of activity.
Wow.
And so behind us here is the group grave of the Confederate soldiers who died during that battle. So altogether, somewhere around 84 soldiers died during the battle, and so they buried them here in just a group mass grave. And around it are other Confederate soldiers who died, but not necessarily during the Battle of Baton Rouge, but they chose, since they fought during that, to be buried along their other brother Confederate soldiers. So a lot of the activity that occurs here is due to that unstable nature of already having people that were interred here, and then people disrespecting them by battling on top of their graves. So you have reportings of smoke smell, just like they had, cannon,
like a musket
cannon
or
fire. Yes, exactly, cannon fire. Sounds of bullets. There actually still are bullets that are in some of the trees here. So it's all protected because this is a National Register of Historic Places. So you can't go metal detecting through here. So don't do that. Yeah. And please. And but also the bodies of what looks like soldiers still fighting one another. And someone said there's also a sound of a child crying out here. So maybe someone who was interred here, their spirit incurred that particular battle, and so that made them upset, and so they cry.
That is it's amazing. I mean, this part of the country is it's impressive upon me, the history here. Even though I live on the West Coast and we have varied history there, just everything around here. It's in the trees, it's in the people, it's in the buildings. You just can't help it. For me, you're stepping back in time. That's what I'm just finding so amazing about Louisiana. Do you know who held the high ground?
It was the Union troops, of course, that won during the battle. So why they chose this cemetery particularly, I have no idea. Maybe because it was just kind of more central in town. But I don't think a gravestone is exactly the best place to hide behind. It's not the best place to take cover.
Even if you win the fight, that's asking for trouble.
But you didn't have far to go if you died. So.
Ma'am, that's terrible. Now, Susan, when we spoke on the phone, you mentioned this was another point of interest you wanted to show me.
Definitely a point of interest. This headstone here belongs to the family of the Crenshaws. So this was Pastor Crenshaw. He lost all of his children during a terrible yellow fever outbreak back in 1858. So this is a beautiful testament to his children. However, if you kind of look up on the top, you see how it's broken off at the top there?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem normal for such a wonderfully sculpted piece of tombstone there.
It is very ornate.
Yeah, very ornate. Beautiful testament to them. But the top is broken off due to something that happened during the Battle of Baton Rouge. Not quite sure. It could have been cannon fire, something like that, or maybe just general destruction by the troops here. But this, behind this gravestone, and I guess they were just trying to be reflective of that was already a grave, the Union troops actually stacked 12 bodies, dead Confederate soldiers here behind this grave before they made the mass grave for them in the
Still
cemetery.
interred there?
So, no, they're interred with the others.
Okay, so they actually moved them
They
to
moved them to the group
first
grave.
location.
Yes, our first location.
Okay.
Yes.
I was
So-
getting a little nervous. Okay. Has there been activity around here?
So,
Or-
could be that, there are seen, like we talked about, the soldier spirits lingering in this area too. And, we talked about the child crying, so maybe it was because they disrespected this particular grave because it was
Wow.
children.
Yes. I thank you for bringing me out here. This has been such an interesting visit, such an interesting lesson in our American history. Just the smaller ones, like the more personal ones that really have the effect on me personally.
Definitely. So we're going to show y'all some more things coming up here when you come and visit Baton Rouge, and then you come on our tours with Red Stick Adventures.
Absolutely. So I think you said you have a couple other things you wanted to point out to me.
Definitely going to show you some more places. We're going to go some other places.
All right, let's go. Now, we're at the St. Joseph's Catholic Cemetery, which was established in 1825. And this was another one you told me over the phone I thought was really interesting. Why don't you tell our viewers the legend associated with this one?
So here in the St. Joseph Catholic Cemetery, there have been several reports of a grave digger that is still digging graves here. So this is not an active cemetery anymore per se. They don't really have burials here anymore because it's pretty full. Dating back to 1825, it's going to be pretty full. But he's been seen still digging graves. Maybe it's out of a sense of loyalty to the people that are still buried here. Maybe it's out of a sense of that he still thinks that he's still at work. And so that's all he knew was grave digging. But he's been seen at various spots here in the St. Joseph Catholic Cemetery.
When you first told me the story over the phone, the first impression I got was a sense of duty. His work is not done yet.
Right. So he probably does feel that his work isn't done yet, or maybe he has a special connection to certain interred, persons here as well.
Now, do they describe what he looks like, or what era maybe he may have been from?
So, like the 1920s,
so
around then, yeah. So, about 100 years after the cemetery was established.
Is he seen mostly at night, during the afternoon?
So, yeah, mostly at night. You're going to see like an illuminated figure, shovel going, just not really a clear view of him, but kind of hunched over, like still digging.
Wow.
And so people have thought there's someone in the cemetery, and they come out to see, and there's nothing here.
All right, now that just gave me cold chills. I get a lot of. Wow. So, is there one particular area of the cemetery they see him in, or is it just kind of all over?
No, just in various places. Yeah. So
that would make sense. He would have been everywhere.
Right, wherever he was needed.
Wow, I like that. And we'll end on that note. I like that. That was great. So we're going to move on to a couple other spots.
Definitely going to show you some other spots, so y'all stay tuned.
That's my line. You just took my line. Okay, awesome. So tell us a little bit about where we're at right now.
So we are here in what's called the Sunken Gardens outside of the new state capitol building where we currently conduct government in Louisiana. It's actually the tallest state capitol building in the entire United States, and I know you'll show your viewers that later on in the video. But this area is where Huey Long is buried. He was a famous governor and former U.S. Senator here in our state. He actually was assassinated inside of our new state capitol on September 8th, 1935. So you would think since he was assassinated here that he would haunt here, but he doesn't haunt here even though his gravesite is there. Who haunts here is his alleged assassin. This is a man named Dr. Carl Austin Weiss. So Weiss is an ENT. He's a wonderful physician. and he comes to confront Huey Long about some bad political moves that Huey Long was making, basically. They get in an argument. He punches Huey Long in the face. One story says Dr. Weiss then pulls a gun and shoots Huey Long point blank in the abdominal region. Huey Long dies 2 days later in the hospital. The other story says that they argue. He punches Huey Long in the face. Then Huey Long's bodyguards pull their guns. They shoot 61 bullets, of which 27 hit the assassin, Dr. Weiss. So 61 bullets for one man. And then ricochet bullets hit Huey Long. So they plant a gun on Dr. Weiss to make it look like an assassination attempt versus a botched job by his own bodyguards. So the belief is that he may haunt here because it's, of course, his last memory of being alive. But he could also haunt here because of him basically being wrongly accused of assassinating someone that he didn't. I mean, we're talking about a man who was a beloved physician here in town. He spent his day before he came out here to talk to him with his wife and his 3-month-old baby. They were at the Amite River just swimming because it's still summertime in September here. And then he comes to the Capitol.
So one could say that his history doesn't really match the events that took place here that led to his death.
Exactly.
So it could be a restless spirit.
Exactly. So he's been seen kind of wandering around the parking lot area. That used to be public parking, so everybody could come there who came to visit the Capitol. Now it's set aside only for lawmakers. But he's also been seen on the back side of the building where we call it the Capitol Lakes. It used to also be known as Bayou Gras. Maybe he's overlooking the water because he's just reflective of, what happened to him, or maybe he's looking at the hospital where Huey Long died on September 10th, 1935.
Well, if you're going to hang around one spot, that would be the spot. So not only is the new state capitol building haunted, the old state capitol building as well.
The old state capitol is also haunted, yes. And that is by several spirits, which I'm going to say you'll have to take my tour in order to learn about those.
On my channel, we're all about shameless self-promotion. So please, take a tour. There you have it, an impromptu tour of some of Baton Rouge's most haunted hotspots. And to tell you how this whole thing came about, I did not know this woman 3 hours ago. I found her website. I left her a voicemail. I sent her an email. Within an hour, she contacted me back and offered to take me on this amazing tour we just went on. So, Susan, oh my gosh, I appreciate it so much. It's been an amazing tour. The history of this place has been incredible. Please let us know again where we can find you at.
Thanks. I've been so happy to host you, and anybody who wants to come visit us, you can find us online, www.redstickadventures.com, or if you just Google Baton Rouge Tours, we come up. We're all about Baton Rouge Tours or Red Stick Adventures. You can also check our YouTube station. I would need some subscribers, so y'all subscribe. I show some cool videos like how to eat crawfish.
I'm going to have to watch because that's going to be my next personal hurdle challenge.
So yeah, that's Red Stick Adventures on YouTube, and we have an Instagram, which is also Red Stick Adventures.
And I'm obviously, my channel is about the ghost tour aspect, but that's not the only thing they do. You have food tours, you have
city tours, food tours, plantation tours. If you want a scavenger hunt tour, I can do that too. So we're pretty flexible.
So you come to Baton Rouge, talk to Susan. She can hook you up. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, subscribe, share it with a friend. And if you subscribe, you can catch all of my wacky adventures. Did I just say wacky? I'm not really wacky. But you can catch all my latest videos. Thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you on the journey. Hey, welcome back to Wildcard Journeys, and in this video, I'm sorry, let me do that one more time. Most of my bloopers are my fault. So usually people I interview and the tour guides, they're on spot, and most of the mess ups are me.
I don't mind. As much as you need to blooper, I'm good with that.